This episode is sponsored by the amazing INCOCosmetics, and this is a little independent company, and shout out to all those little independent companies out there that are paving the way in the beauty industry. If you go over to our TikTok, I'm pretty sure that you will see a video of me using these products on there and removing my makeup, and you'll be able to see the results from that. But I just want to talk about first, this is a holy grail product for clients that have eyelash extensions especially, or clients that wear quite heavy makeup around their eyes, because this is going to get it off super, super quick. So because it's oil free, like I say, it's great for your eyelash extension clients, and it's the only eye makeup remover that doesn't actually sting my eyes or make me want to cry. So yeah, it's super gentle and it's for all skin types, so go and purchase some for either yourself or for your salon now.
Oh.
Ready?
What a sad little life, Jane.
Sad little life, Jane.
Sad little life. Take the money. I hope you enjoy it.
Welcome back to WTP. Here we are, season
5,
episode
3.
Yeah, thanks.
I finally know my numbers.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Oh, you've had a stunning little week and a weekend, and I hope you're definitely into the full swing of the new year and getting booked, busy and blessed.
Yeah. Do you know what? Since it didn't turn Feb, but since we went into February, I just feel more like proactive, just
balanced.
like more like in it and ready.
Yeah.
I feel like Jan, there's so much pressure on it.
Yeah, I suppose so. And I think it gets everybody's a bit all over the place when Christmas is done, and they're trying to get back, and you know, like they're cleaning the salons and they're rearranging stuff and getting rid of all Christmas stuff. And some people, with January, it kind of like dips down as well. The business like really dips down. I had a situation at Christmas where one of our full-time girls left. So I've ended up with twice as many clients, which is great for business, but it's horrendous for work. So at the minute, every week for me is like Christmas. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining, but yeah, we'll be ready for some time off. Don't know when that's going to be, but we'll be ready. When it comes, we'll be ready.
Yeah. I'll be ready then as well.
Yeah, we will. We will. So today, we're going to be talking all about aftercare.
Aftercare.
And it is a big, important thing in this industry. And I feel like we sometimes get into that routine of when we see as regular clients and stuff like that, we sometimes forget to give, or sometimes we think that we don't have to, because we think they've been before, they know it all.
They've been that many times, they know it. I don't need to go through the full spiel and all of that, but
it's always good to recap and just remember the importance of aftercare, and still try and give them that 5-star VIP treatment. What every new client deserves, and every old existing client deserves. And as well, if they are existing clients that always come in all the time, and you know, say to them, do you know your aftercare? And if you say, oh yeah, and I'll say, well, what is it then? Just test them.
Go on, then.
Just test them. Tell me, where is it then? What are you not allowed to do for the next 24 hours?
And then they look around and they think,
I never listen when she says this. Yeah.
Shit, what is it?
I always think as well, it's kind of important. What I tend to do is, and I do this a lot with microblading clients, I give them a little bit of a brief in aftercare before I do the treatment as well. Yeah. Just because I don't want to start that treatment and them suddenly think, oh my God, they're going to be darker and thicker tomorrow. Well, I'm going out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're giving them, not only that, they should know all this anyway, but I kind of like give them aftercare in consultation as well. And then I will say to them, I will go through this all after, because you'll not remember it. Because I think I've touched on this before, as soon as you hand somebody the mirror and they're amazed by what you've done, whatever you're saying next while they're holding that mirror like that, they don't care.
You might as well not be talking to them at all.
They don't care. They're like looking, and most likely looking if they're even or whatever, or looking thinking, oh my God, I look amazing. Love it. She's amazing. So yeah, I always do touch on aftercare first and then say, I'll go through this all at end. And it's handy to have little, especially for your first time clients, it's handy to have little sheets.
Yeah, like a little card, or like you can even text you know, email them or like send them like by a text their aftercare. But yeah, I always try to go through it with mine prior, like when they book.
Yeah.
Or when they first come in before I've actually done the treatment.
Yeah.
But one thing I do just in regards to aftercare products, on my booking system, when you book, it then pops up. So if like brow lamination or LVL, it'll pop up.
Oh, does it like pop up like a little window?
Them, yeah, like with this treatment, I can't remember what I put, some spiel. It's not how I would talk, but it's a bit more professional than that. But
that took you a while.
I know. I probably nicked it from somewhere else. Yeah, and it just says like with this treatment, aftercare is required. You're able to purchase this at your appointment, blah, 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 blah. Because people come and have treatments, and then I always feel like if you're then trying to sell them a product to end, it feels like you're just trying to like drain a bit more money out of them before they get out the door.
Yeah.
Like you need to make your clients aware
that these
how important it is, and that it's not just to make money, it's because you actually need it.
Yeah, these are the aftercare products.
Yeah.
So that's one of my points.
Go on.
Makes sales. Giving aftercare can lead to sales. Obviously, you don't want to be pushy or anything like that, but I do think as well it's really important to make your clients aware of what will happen or what can happen if they don't follow the aftercare.
Yeah.
Especially with things like brow lamination, microblading.
And I know all too well.
LVL. Yeah, but you know all too well about brow lamination, don't you, darling?
And my eyebrows are frazzled.
Absolutely frazzled. He's got 2 hairs and a wisp in that left brow.
I've got stubble growing through where they're growing back.
Oh.
So, not really out to do with aftercare, but I'll share a story anyway. It's more to do with like when you're doing your own treatments, try to remember what you've done.
Yeah.
So, the end of last year, December, I bleached my eyebrows.
Within an inch of their life.
I did it way more than what I would ever tell a student to do or I would ever do on a client.
Just for fashion, just for one night.
Just for one night. I think I bleached them 3 times 15, 20 minutes ago.
Crazy.
And then I toned them multiple times because I couldn't get them right colour that I wanted. So they were knackered. Saturday we were going out for Harriet's birthday. My last client were a lamination client and there were a bit left in a sachet. I thought I'll slap that on my brows. Yeah. When she's gone.
Oh, he slapped it on.
There's at least another treatment or 2 in that. I'll pop it on mine. So I puts it on, cling film.
Yeah.
And I starts tidying down. No timer.
Oh, you just winged it.
No timer.
Wow.
And
that product, I know what you use. That product is a product that needs to be watched with a very careful eye.
A microscope.
Absolutely.
I thought, this is burning a bit. Oh my God, I walked straight over to that mirror that you see behind. And it says, hey, you nice brows. Well, they weren't.
What a lie.
Absolutely not.
No.
Wiped it off. Half of my brow came with it.
I saw it.
I was going out and I had a very small mental breakdown where I thought, do I just shave these? Do I just wax them off? Because they're that knackered. Do I just wax them off and start again?
like chewing gum, like stringy.
Yeah. I thought, God, no, because then I'm going out tonight for Harriet's birthday. What am I going to do? If I turn up with no eyebrows, she will drop dead. She'll say, we're not going anywhere.
Well, I wouldn't have. I'd have just thought it were a fashion statement. I'd have thought, yeah, all right then. Yeah, right then. I'll wax mine off then.
So I have paid the price of just not remembering what treatments I've done on myself.
Yeah, sorry.
And yeah, I have been bathed in aftercare for the past week.
You have been bathed in the aftercare.
Bathed.
And this is a good episode to talk about because obviously we're sponsored by INCO this episode. And that product, that lash and brow booster that's full of vitamin E oil, it has been a chef's kiss.
Lifesaver.
Chef's kiss for these.
I messaged Harriet and I sent her a picture and I said, I've ruined my eyebrows. We can't go out. She talked me around. She said, I'll bring you this product.
Yeah.
And I've been slapping it on several times a day.
100%. And it's a great product to retail to your clients as well. 100%. Yes. So that's your brow story. I mean, also, getting back to Aftercare, getting back to why we're here.
I know, or a story complete. Even though it's not Halloween, that was a little brow story.
Well, it might come back round when it's Halloween. We'll tell it again. We can show photos then. Yeah. Because they were the most unflattering photos ever. They were like really close up of him, like just his eye and his brow like that. Like saying,
fishbowl effect.
Yeah, what am I going to do about this? And I thought, well, first of all, zoom out because I can't see what I'm looking at. Jesus.
Oh.
I think with Aftercare as well, it kind of like shows that you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Because you have got to basically, there'll always be clients that try and like, there'll always be a client that asks you every single thing. And you want to know what you're talking about. Yeah. You want to know what you're doing. You want to make them aware that you know that treatment inside and out. You eat, sleep and breathe it.
Yeah.
So you want to know exactly what Aftercare they should be doing. And not only the Aftercare steps, the Aftercare products, what they can actually use.
Yeah.
Know them products inside out as well.
So many times I've had clients come in and they've had treatments elsewhere. And when I've asked them about, you know, I always ask with Aftercare, so it don't feel like a pushy sale, have they got a brow conditioner or a lash conditioner that they're currently using?
Yeah.
Because if they've got one, they're probably not going to buy it off me until that's run out.
Yeah.
And so many times they've said, oh, well, where I used to go for, I don't know, my LVL doing, they told me just to go buy a conditioning serum.
Yeah, just put, yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, okay, it's better than no, but as professional like stylist technicians, we should be recommending the
specific
brand, the
products, yeah.
Like, what is it that fits with that treatment?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we need to be clued up.
Yeah,
what we're doing.
And you also need to like, because some people are going to ask you as well, like I have a few clients that were breastfeeding and they want to know what every single ingredient is in that product. If you're selling products, research them, know them inside out. You've got to, 100% you have got to. Also, I think with Aftercare, it encourages your clients to kind of like book a follow-up treatment as well. So you want to be keeping track of what appointments they've had, because if you've had a client that comes in, you've had this before.
Have I?
Yeah.
What?
You had a client that came in for an LVL or something, and then she came in 3 weeks later just needing a tint or something, and did you do an LVL again?
Yeah.
so
I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah, I did.
Yeah, traumatic. Bloody hell, it's not his day today. But yeah, so I have sometimes, I think I've done it with a brow lamp before.
We had it as a dilemma as well recently.
Yeah, like I've started putting brow or mixing brow lamp stuff up and thought, oh shit, I only did them. Because I've actually got to the brow and thought, they still look quite laminated. And then I go to them, when did you last have these laminated? And they're like, 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, thank God you've told me that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, encourage them to make follow-up appointments and things, but also you're giving that aftercare and you're telling them, you know, you can't have them done for 6 weeks. Maybe that'll do a little alarm bell in their head to then think, I'm going for a tint this time. I'm not having them laminated or et cetera, et cetera. And also with aftercare, it makes your results last longer. You want to try, you want your client to get the best out of that treatment and feel like they've got their money's worth, basically.
Yeah.
So you want to maximize them results and get the client to be as happy as possible with them and get as long out of them as they can.
Yeah, because they're going to come back.
Yeah. If you do a client a lamination or an LVL and you don't give them the right aftercare, say if they go home and wash their face and wet them, they'll think, well, that were crap, but they've not even lasted because they've neutralised it. Then if they don't condition it or whatever, they're then going to think, oh my God, it frazzled my brows. I'll never have it done again.
Yeah.
So it's so important to keep getting them repeat sales by giving this bespoke aftercare.
Yeah. And I always say to clients with especially lamination and LVL, because it's a chemical process, when you start talking about disulfide bonds and all of that, it just goes straight over your client's head.
It goes straight over my head, so it's going to go over hers, yeah.
But I'll say to them, you know, it's a chemical process. It's like if you had all of your hair bleached, because everyone can relate to that. Everyone's probably done it at some point, and then you never conditioned it.
Yeah.
It'd be knackered.
Yeah.
it'd be so dry and just brittle.
Or never put a treatment on it. Or
that's what's going to happen to your brows if you don't condition them.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
because it's still
they get it. They make that connection and they understand.
Because it's still hair.
Yeah.
It's still hair at the end of the day, and it's massively important as well. I think this ties in really well. It's to protect your own reputation and your salon's reputation.
Yeah.
If you are knocking out treatments that are really fast and you're not giving aftercare and you're not spending time with that client, as much as, they don't want to be sat in chair an hour or whatever, you still want to make them feel like you've not rushed that treatment, etc. And you've not just like chucked them out, like just done it really quick and chucked them out and said, right, don't get your brows wet for 24 hours, go. Like you still want to give them that time, even if you've got another client sat waiting. They've paid for that slot. Yeah. They've paid for that time, that full time. So use it as much as you can. And I think sometimes I'm ahead of myself in salon. Very rare now because I know I'm going to be ahead of myself, so I slot other clients in. I always think that's not going to take me actually 45 minutes. It probably take me about 40, so I'll put somebody in that 5 minutes. So I think that client, if you are not doing that like me and working crazy and you've booked out a full 45 minutes for a treatment, but you probably know it's only going to take you like 35 or 30, use that time to really go through aftercare, make that client feel like they are, getting something a little bit more out of you and they're actually getting your time, and use it as without being pushy, use it as a selling opportunity.
Yeah.
And even like by giving them a little lesson, showing them the product, letting them feel it on their skin, have a tester. Have a tester, let them feel it on their skin, feel it on their brows, say, this is what I've just put on you now, I'll put a bit on you now if you want. You don't have to buy it. If you want to come and buy it in future, you can do when you've run out of what you've used.
And I think with aftercare as well, I mean, we'll get on to like sales and how you can link it into your treatments and stuff in a bit. But, if someone's not going to buy something, they're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to aftercare doesn't need to be a physical product that they're going to use.
No.
It's just the instructions of what they need to do after that treatment.
It's verbal. Aftercare's verbal also.
As long as you're going through that with them, you could go through it until you're blue in face. But if that client don't want to make that purchase, they're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But at least you've told them what they need to be doing, what they can and can't do, and what product you recommend.
Yeah. And also, what to expect.
Especially with stuff like microblading
and stuff like even aesthetics.
Yeah.
Stuff to expect. Probably, there is some great pictures online, even if you Google them, of the process of what probably like lip filler or whatever will look like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, whatever. That process. It's always good to show them something like that and say, look at this process. This is what you're going to go through. Yeah. You're going to have this, 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 and this. And I think it's great for, especially like microblading, but also really good for like things like semi-permanent makeup. If you've ever seen lips tattooed, have you ever seen that? The process of them healing is awful. It is. It really is. And I can say that because I do it. So it's horrendous. And I always say to them, it's not going to look how you want it to look right now.
Yeah, it's going to get a bit worse before it gets
So when
better.
I tend to do the treatments, I'll take photographs for my records, but I very rarely post them because I don't really... I look at them and I think they're going to look amazing in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And who's going to come back 2 weeks for you to take a picture?
Yeah. They're not really, are they? So, actually, that's maybe a good thing, taking photographs, making them come back for a follow-up appointment just for you to check them.
And grab a pic.
Yeah. Because you know what? One of my friends said this to me, and I know it's everybody's personal preference, but one of my friends is not in the industry, in the beauty industry. But she said to me, she said, do you know what? She said, what do you do to your brows? I said, oh, well, to be honest, I just tint them, but every now and again I laminate them. She says, why don't yours look like them pictures online, though? Like, that are, like, flat. And I said, well, it's just because how, like, people style them and stuff like that. She was like, but she says, when I see them pictures online of them looking wet and flat, I never want to have my brows laminated. But when I look at yours, I want them laminated. Yeah. So I think I'm going to start doing this where I'm saying to a client, can you come back in a couple of days or whatever? I might, if you come back in a few days, I'll give you a £5 off your treatment.
£5.
All right then, £2.50.
10%.
I'll give you 10% off your treatment. Yeah.
£5, ridiculous.
Might
silly.
give you something like that if you've got a good set of brows, because I want them to come back for that picture where I can show variety of brows with just a bit of makeup on and look at that's what they're gonna expect. I think somebody did a post on that. I'm sure it was like Claudia. Do you know what I mean, Claudia? I'm sure she did a post on it where she took a photograph of the brows before she put the conditioning serum on them.
Yeah.
Just to show what they probably would look like tomorrow or whatever.
And I think with lamination, I have 2 systems that I use. One that's stronger for that sleek look, and then a softer one.
Are you using 2 different brands?
Yeah, Bobby.
Oh, see, I'm using the same and I was just using different times, but not a bad idea that.
Yeah, because it's stronger.
The stronger one can
so
sometimes
even like a lesser time, it's still going to break them bonds down.
Yeah.
Where the lighter one...
It's a bit softer, it's a bit more flexible.
So it doesn't get that...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I suppose this goes to consultation.
Yeah.
On how they want them to look.
Yeah. It's what people are calling now like that baby lamination.
Baby lamb.
Yeah. Baby lamb.
Yeah.
So you've got like that sleek glossy.
I feel like I made that name up because I felt like I was saying baby Botox, baby lamb. Yeah. Right. So I'm copywriting that. Thank you very much.
I think when it comes to retailing, it's a known fact that us in this industry don't like retailing.
We don't like talking about money.
We do not like talking about money. We've covered this.
I think it's as English in us.
I think when it just comes to retailing, from all years of teaching, on refreshers, what did they always say when they came back?
I want to know how to sell.
How to sell. And then I'd say, right, tell me about this, tell me about that product. They'd know the product.
Yeah. They just hadn't talked
They'd know
about
it. They just didn't know how to then sell it.
Talked about it. It's not. I've said this a little bit before. I think when we've done a retail episode, that the products I sell most in salon are the ones I use.
Yeah.
And I use them on myself. All girls in salon use them. The treatments that I sell the most of are the ones I have.
Yeah.
And I know them. Make sure you're having all your treatments in salon, that you make sure you've experienced it. You can tell them what it feels like. Unless it's something like microblading. People always say that to me. Does it hurt? And I'm like, I've no idea. But I'm guessing from people's reactions, not really, because I use a really strong numbing cream. So it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's not. But I think it's massively important to, we've said this before, experience the treatments and things like that.
Yeah.
And so to retail, you can also obviously retail different treatments in terms of saying like, oh, when I had LVL, it's like this and this is how it feels and all that. So you know it. Yeah. And the reason that I do end up selling a lot of brow techs, a lot of nano lash, a lot of nano brown, stuff like that, a lot of brow glue, is because I use it. Yeah. I use it on mine. People say, what you got on yours? What you got on yours? Or what have you just used on my brows? Because I use it on them. Yeah. You know, like, oh, your lashes are long, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I have them LVL'd and I use this. People like to see actual physical results. Yeah. They don't like... When you're in this industry, you can try and sell it and sell it and sell it, but people will just look at you thinking, yeah, but is it good though? Or are you just trying to get money out of me? Yeah,
because so many things claim to do things that they don't do. Yeah. So everyone's a bit like with cosmetics and stuff, it's a bit like, oh, but does it though?
Yeah, and I mean, and just to be really honest with your clients as well, if you think, I'm not going to sell a lash and brow booster to somebody who is, not a lash and brow booster, I'm not going to sell a nano brow to somebody whose follicle's dead. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Who's got tattooed brows and the follicle's dead.
Because it's not resurrecting that follicle,
it's not going to bring it back to life. Be honest. It's not about selling absolutely everything to everybody.
Dead and gone.
Yeah, dead and gone. Yeah. So, RIP to the brows they used to be.
A lot of people as well, I've never done this, but I do think it is a good idea. They charge higher for that first appointment. So you book in with me for LVL, it's higher your first visit because it includes your aftercare.
Wow.
So obviously, like,
people do that?
Yeah, lash and brow booster, that's what is it, 20 quid? 19.99, I think. Yeah. So they'll obviously not add 20 quid, they might add 15. So they're getting it discounted. So you've got a £45 LVL, then £15 on top makes it 60.
Right, and that can go towards your treatment.
That's your first appointment for LVL. So your first visit, 60 quid. You get your treatment, your aftercare, and you're saving £5 on your product.
Oh,
After
but your
that,
right.
your LVL goes down to 45.
Right.
Do you get it?
So the first appointment would be like the more so the product would end up costing, if you're charging them £15 more, the product would only end up costing them a £5.
No, 15 quid.
Well, whatever, anyway. It knocks some money off
Yeah.
Right.
So rather than just selling the treatment at 45 quid and then at the end when they're leaving trying to sell them this £20 conditioner.
Yeah.
The first visit, they're paying, and that's their only option for a treatment that's more expensive because it includes that aftercare product.
Right.
So, and then you can say to them, oh, it's 60 quid.
So it includes the aftercare product, not the aftercare advice.
Yeah, aftercare product.
Yeah.
So it's 60 quid. It should be 70.
Yeah.
But you've got to save in because it's your first treatment. It's bundled together. And then they've got that and you know that they're going to use
That's a really good idea.
It is.
Especially with brow clients, because I feel like once you start getting I've got brow clients that I had from like when we first started brow lamination, and there were literally no aftercare products. It were literally like put a bit of conditioner on your brows.
Yeah, when you didn't shower, put some conditioner on.
We didn't have anything. So then when they've been doing that a year, and then trying to sell them a retail product, they're like, I don't need it.
I'm
Bitch,
fine.
I'm putting conditioner on it, shower.
Yeah.
It's been working for me for a year. What am I going to buy one of them for?
Yeah.
So that's a really good tool when you are obviously with your first client.
Yeah.
Like your first time client. That's so good. I'm going to use that.
It's good. I think the only downside to it could be the potential of putting some clients off.
Because it's more.
If they're looking round for an LVL and everywhere's charging 45 quid, that you're charging 60. Unless they actually understand they're getting a physical aftercare product and they're like, okay, I'm going to need that.
Just saying this includes a product as well.
Yeah, but if they're the kind of client who's like, oh, I don't need it, they're not going to come to you.
Yeah.
So you're not able to win them round in that treatment and explain why it's so important.
I feel like that probably needs to be like a face-to-face thing.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Yeah,
really.
and not only that, I suppose you'd have to like maybe like cover that and do like some form of like social post on it.
Yeah.
Like saying, you know, your treatment is more expensive the first time around because it is including a product, which really to get the best results out of your treatment, this is what you need.
Yeah. I think as well, have variety. So when it comes to lashes, I retail Nuvo Lashes Lash and Brow Conditioning Serum. Everyone pretty much buys it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to brows, I've two.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one that's a tenner and one that's 20.
Right.
So I kind of hit both budgets.
Yeah.
Because I found I have a lot of young girls come.
So how do you then tell them the difference? If they were saying, if they were saying like, well, what's difference?
Yeah. So one of them it's the Saint and Serenity Brow Restore.
Okay.
And that is in just like a tube that you would squeeze out and just kind of apply to your brow or brush through.
Yeah.
Where the other one is a brush-on product.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So one's a bit more creamier, but one's a brush-on.
Yeah.
They're both conditioning.
Yeah. Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll kind of say to them, I won't initially tell them I've got two. When I'm talking to them about aftercare, if they seem a bit put off by my 20 quid one,
you can say, well, I have got a cheaper option. Yeah.
Talk about my £10 one.
Yeah. Which one do you feel like you sound more?
Tenner.
Of course you do. Love her in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
If we're in London, we'd be selling them 20 quid ones like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah. But, I think they just don't understand. I have a lot of young girls come for lamination.
Yeah.
And I already charge 45 for lami.
Yeah.
Then if it's 20 quid on top,
yeah,
it's a lot of money for them.
Of course it is, yeah.
So, and that's why you never want to go hard with that sale because I would just feel so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Pressuring this like 18-year-old girl to buy a £20 product.
And do you know what? What they don't realise is actually how much you do invest in your brows and stuff like that, because we obviously eat, sleep and breathe them. £20 for a brow product is nothing.
No. Yeah.
Like when I go into like I've been in today actually. When I've been into like Flannels Beauty, and I'd look at brow products because I do always like to have a little look around at brow products and stuff like that. See what's out there.
Yeah.
Remember that one time that I reported Primark?
Reported what?
Primark.
Yeah.
Can you remember? And I got it took off shelf.
Yeah.
Sorry, Primark, if you're listening. I very much doubt you are. But they once copied a products from HD Brows and they called it HD Brows.
Yeah.
And I went in and took a photograph of it and sent it to Big Boss and it got took off shelves. They got solicitor's letter at law.
Yeah.
Well,
cease and desist.
Yeah. So that was me. I'm surprised I didn't get barred. But yeah, I like to have a little look around at brow products and stuff and prices here. And sometimes I look at it and I think, this is shit. And it's really expensive. Yeah. I feel like, are people actually even in the brow industry who make these products?
No, do you know what it is? All them products, it's your big makeup brands who feel that they need to have a lash conditioning serum.
In their range, yeah.
Do you know, so they just...
Yeah.
Whatever lash, just bang our logo on it. Yeah, it's
and it's
good.
so annoying when you buy a product. 'Cause obviously, I do makeup as well, like wedding makeup and photo shoot makeup and stuff. And it's so annoying when you've bought a product and then you've got it out and used it and thought, that is crap.
Yeah.
Like, so I just usually just stick... I keep knocking this, don't I? I just stick to what I know now.
Yeah. Stick to your brands that specialise in brows.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, aftercare is important. Mm-hmm. So do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah. Oh, what else to add before we shimmy on over to our dilemma of the week?
No, I think that's it.
No?
No. Go on then, give it to me.
Right.
I ain't heard this.
Actually fits with the theme of the episode.
Okay.
So, it's a long one, so buckle up, fasten them seatbelts and get ready.
Go on then.
Brow lamination clients. Right. Start that again.
Go on then, Linda.
I've got a brow lamination client whose brows have gone thin. She's been having it done every 10 weeks for the last year or so, and she says that she's using her aftercare, liar, and brows are always healthy at her appointments. I've only noticed a difference, from client photos. I've advised a break. Any other suggestions? So,
first of all, let's just break this down a bit. All right. Right, okay. So, this client's got thin... She's got good brows, but they keep going thin, yeah?
She just said they've gone thin.
They've gone thin.
I'm guessing the word obviously
Okay.
fuller.
Well, I do think advising a break is very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe you need to explain that you want to benefit. Show her them photos. Say, look at this. Are you happy with these brows? Because they're going to keep going thinner and thinner, and I'm worried about it. So maybe every 10 week or whatever, you're doing one lamination, one tint and wax, or HD brows. One lamination, one tint and wax. Just say to her, let's just trial it.
Yeah.
And just see what it is. And I mean, at the end of the day, you are the person that's in control of that. So if you if you've advised that she has a break and she don't want to do it, she's not going to get you at knife point and say, laminate my brows. Is she? She's not going to get...
where she lives.
She's not going to get you up by the throat, Linda, and say, do me brows. You just need to say, right, we're not laminating them today. You just need to say that, just so we're not laminating them today, because the condition of them, I'm just a little bit worried that they're getting thinner. This is the photographic evidence.
Yeah.
That they're going
Receipts,
thinner.
Proof.
Yeah.
Timeline. Screenshot.
Yes.
Someone asked this and I've just bloody remembered. Someone
What?
replied saying, oh my God, can you please talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City final? You've no idea because you don't watch it. But for you who's listening, one thing. Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. Every effing thing to prove that you are reality Vontees. The best... reality TV.
I'm just going to watch Reunion by the sounds of this.
Peak. I've never seen a better episode of any of the franchise.
Really?
Unreal.
Wow.
Unreal. I was screaming at telly and I hadn't even had a drink.
Wow.
I couldn't sit still.
Right, well, I'm going to have to watch that tonight anyway.
Show
Getting
her
back
the
to
pictures.
dilemma.
Show her the pictures. But for me, something's not adding up on here. So... She's having it done every 10 weeks. Perfect.
More than enough.
She has been using her Aftercare product.
Has she though?
And when she comes to her appointments, they're healthy. So Inspector Gadget inside me thinks this might not be down to lamination. And this is nothing against you as a stylist. Are you getting a bit wax, tweezer or thread happy? And just that one hair or them two hairs over the space of a year or so, like you've said, is that what's making them thinner? Because if she's using Aftercare, if she weren't using Aftercare, you would not be able to say that her brows feel healthy when she comes in, because they'd not, they'd be knackered.
I had it with an actual product though, you know.
What, making them thin?
Yeah. Yeah. And it were a growth product. This were a few years ago. And I had a client that were coming in, and I said to her, are you using, you know, what this product were? And she said, yeah. And I was like, I don't know where your tail's going. I don't know. One of them's gone. I was like, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Like, and I just said to her, just stop using it. And I think what were happening were, because it was stimulating so much hair growth, it were falling out quicker. So it were making it thin.
Yeah.
And I said, don't use it every day. Just try it every other or every 2-3 days. Yeah. And it helped. So maybe try. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what treatment. Obviously, I don't know whether it's like a conditioning serum or whatever that she's using. I'm hoping there it is if it's lamination. But just try. Maybe ask as well. What is she using? What else is she using on them? Is she using something on her face that's like some form of like exfoliating scrub? What products is she using on her brows? Yeah. Because when people are using stuff like brow glue or stuff like soap brow, obviously to get that off, if you've ever used it, because I have trialed it. I've done it, Linda. I've trialed it.
Yeah, we have.
And to get that off, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I am rubbing that off. So what is she using on her brows? Yeah. Is she exfoliating her brows that much that it's pulling them out?
It's coming out, yeah. I feel like you need to have a deep dive into what she's using, what her routine is, and just try and get a better understanding, because it's not adding up.
And probably let's start a regrowth program.
Yeah.
Leave some hairs that look a bit messy to grow them in. Let's go back to HD brows and let's talk about like reshaping and growing these brows in a little bit thicker. You can still laminate them, still make them look a little bit like there's still areas that need growing in and that. But I do think that's another point as well, because I've got a client that's got amazingly thick, beautiful brows. And I didn't realise how much her brow... she's come to me for about 3-4 years. And me personally, I think I do the same. The same shape, the same style. Every time she comes.
And I don't.
Right? And I saw a picture of her brows from about 2.5-3 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, they are massive. Compared to what they are now, they both still look nice. But me in my head think I'm seeing the same every time she comes, and you don't.
Yeah.
So maybe what you might just get a little bit like thinking, I don't really... I sometimes look at brows as a clean slate every time they come in and think, what, you know, like, what would I do to that? What would I... Sometimes we forget, especially if we're getting talking, we forget what the end goal is.
Especially if they're not on a regrowth program.
Yeah, she's
and
not.
They've got the brow.
She's got it, yeah.
You just go in and like, you know what you're doing.
If she's been a bit longer and completely outgrown that brow and I'm redesigning it again.
Yeah.
Am I doing the same design?
Yeah.
So
it could be that. It could be like
that's
so
a good
many
dilemma.
different things.
I like that.
Yeah. But let us know how you get on.
Strip it back to basics, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let us know how you get on. Maybe swap her Aftercare product.
Yeah, swap
Maybe her Aftercare product's not working for her.
And just take pictures every single time. Because you'll be able to see if the shape is changing down to how you've waxed or threaded them. Is the shape, changing? The shape's not changing, but you can see there's less density.
Yeah.
So that means that she's shedding more hair. That's why there might be thinner.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know about you, but do you feel like clients, I know like we have like shedding stages.
Yeah.
But I feel like when the seasons change, we have like a complete, because I do in my lashes, obviously I use Nano Lash all the time. And then sometimes like it's starting to happen now on this eye, I can tell. one bit or it's just getting really short, and I'm like, oh my god, no, because this is a shedding. It's gonna shed.
Yeah.
They're gonna shed off. So maybe
it's that.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Right, guys,
Oh,
that it does.
God.
We're going to wrap up, but don't forget, tune in next week where we are diving into... Should we tell them?
We're diving into the world of aesthetics.
Yes.
So please come and join us. This was a super exciting and really good and knowledgeable episode for me to do, because it were kind of a thing where I got to talk about stuff what we've not covered before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a little bit of my world.
And I didn't do aesthetics, so I was just sat there mind blown, like playing tennis back and forth.
So yeah, please come and join us next week. And thank you so much for tuning in. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And yeah, if you think that we were 5 stars, leave us that rating. If you don't bother. See you next week.
Bye.
This episode is sponsored by the amazing INCOCosmetics, and this is a little independent company, and shout out to all those little independent companies out there that are paving the way in the beauty industry. If you go over to our TikTok, I'm pretty sure that you will see a video of me using these products on there and removing my makeup, and you'll be able to see the results from that. But I just want to talk about first, this is a holy grail product for clients that have eyelash extensions especially, or clients that wear quite heavy makeup around their eyes, because this is going to get it off super, super quick. So because it's oil free, like I say, it's great for your eyelash extension clients, and it's the only eye makeup remover that doesn't actually sting my eyes or making me want to cry. So yeah, it's super gentle and it's for all skin types, so go and purchase some for either yourself or for your salon now.